Drinker. Today's video is another one in our series of Door Step Distilleries, and today we're going to visit the Cotswolds. So the Cotswolds Distillery is based in a beautiful part of the Cotswolds. It was founded by a man named Dan who lived in America. He bought a farmhouse as a second residence. Over time he decided to relocate to England and created the first distillery in that region, which opened its doors in 2014. So we're going to head up there now. We've booked ourselves a tour. Ant and I are going to jump in the car and then we'll report back to you later.
Cotswolds Distillery, here we come. Okay, we're back from the Cotswolds Distillery. We're going to do a little bit of a recap on what we've seen and what we enjoyed, really. What did you think about it overall?
I thought it was in a beautiful place. The drive there was just lovely. I mean, you know, quintessentially countryside, fields, middle of nowhere. You know, there's no pollution from anything else around there. So beautiful, like beautiful drive, beautiful lavender. Really lovely modern buildings. When we were there, they said that originally there were just 2 buildings, and before Easter they were doing all of their tours out of the front house. It was really tiny, it was really small. They had 2 buildings. They basically built something in the middle, which is now where the distillery sort of tours, the shop and the cafes. Beautiful, really beautiful surroundings. Yeah.
It is, I think, because as you start driving, if you don't know the Cotswolds, as you start driving into it, all the houses turn into this yellow brick, don't they? And it's such a, you can't, I don't think anywhere else does it, do they? It's just got, you would know where you were if you know the Cotswolds. And I think as you turn into the distillery, it's almost like the perfect setting for it, isn't it? It's just so pretty, and the drive up to it and the new building, and it's just very welcoming, isn't it?
Yeah, very well done.
Yeah, and it's misleading from the front because it doesn't look like it's going to be as big as it is. And they've done a hell of a lot of work there, haven't they, as well? There's a new like welcome centre, isn't there, and a new kind of cafe in there and stuff like that. So it's coming on leaps and bounds. Obviously, we didn't see it in its original form, but from what we were told, it's changed a lot. It's
very well set up, so when we arrived they were waiting for us. The whole tour is very, you come here at this time, you go and sit in a room and you have a video. You know, the people know what they're doing. I'm sure this is like an everyday. There was a lot of us on our tour, about 12, 14 of us, and there was another tour going on at the same time. I
think, like, because obviously this channel is still relatively new, so when we bought the tour ourselves, and you don't really expect them to keep track that you go in on a certain time and stuff like that. But like Nicky said, they knew we were coming. They were very kind of gracious, weren't they? They accepted us and welcomed us in, kind of told us what we can and can't do, which was basically we could record anything we wanted to, really. But this is, from the footage you're going to see, it's very similar to the last one we did, where we're not going to show you everything because we do want to encourage you to go yourselves, and you should go yourselves if you can go yourselves. If not, then watch the video. You'll get some kind of idea of what the Cotswolds is like, what the distillery is like, and what their setup is like. And I think that's the best thing that we can say about it, and they were welcoming to everybody. You know, everybody kind of got the same warm welcome, so it was really kind of encouraging, which is, I suppose, was one of our biggest concerns going to like a bigger distillery. From what we've done so far, is that the personal touch might get lost, but from what I saw there, it was
really
as good as ever.
Yeah, same kind of feel. You can stop and ask questions at any point if you can't hear what I'm saying. There was a lot of information because obviously they are gin distillery as well, so they give you the whole rundown on how gin is made. Then they move on to the whiskey, and the bottling plant is somewhere else. We couldn't go in there. We could look through the window.
Well, they were working, weren't they? So it's kind of a, I suppose,
controlled
health and safety,
climate,
that kind of thing.
So I mean, the whole tour was about an hour and a half long. It was really good. And then you go into a separate room then for your tasting. So it was a bit like an old-fashioned pub. Really nice, yeah. Biggest surprise for me was how much stuff they actually produced, because I knew they did gin and I knew they did whiskey.
I didn't realise they did as many different ones as they did. They've only got a couple of whiskies, I think, that are available in the shops at the moment, but they've got plenty in the pipeline. And I was amazed at how many gins, like you said, gin, absinthe,
limoncello, sherry. They did some liqueurs. They produced their own bitters. One was for gin, lavender. One was grapefruit. But there are lots of stuff in the pipeline. So when you go into the warehouse, obviously it's full of casks. They've got 2 other warehouses elsewhere. There's 1 rye cask which they're playing with, and there were 4 Isla casks, and that they said potentially they will release a peated at some point. So there's lots of things going on. You can see it's going to just get bigger and bigger, isn't it, in the future?
I think it was nice for me seeing the different types of cask, because you did have like the bigger, bulkier ones, the smaller, narrow ones, and then they've got like the people's casks that they bought for themselves, private casks, and there's really a lot going on there, isn't there? I think the future's very bright. I mean, it's good now for them with regards to the gin and everything else, because they've got so many products. But I think the whiskey side of it, which is obviously what we're interested in,
is going to grow.
Is going to boom. So I think that, I mean, they're winning awards already as it is. So the more that they get, I'm sure we'll probably go back there at some point, because there'll be an abundance of whiskies for us to try.
And I think they are, there's a lot of merchandise you can buy. So obviously we've got t-shirts, but they do glasses, they do cookbooks, they did gin, marmalade, and there's a whole plethora of things there.
You could have spent hundreds.
You could have done, lots. Also the cafe, they do bar snacks. Obviously they've got alcohol there and coffee.
Yeah, I think that's another good thing. That you don't get the feeling like they want you to rush off, because they have set it up as almost like you can go for the day. Okay, your tour's like an hour and a half, but you could stay there all day, couldn't you? Because you are in the middle of nowhere in essence, so there's nowhere else to really, you've really got to base yourself there and kind of maybe go back to your hotel or wherever it is that you're staying. But overall, it is set up to spend the day there, isn't it? Food, drink, coffee, everything that you want. So it's really good, isn't it? It was really good.
So when we did the tasting, what were your overall thoughts? What was your favourite thing you tasted?
Well, the favourite one I tasted is the one I'm not going to talk about, because I think it is kind of like the surprise at the end of the tour that you get the option to try it and buy it. So that was my favourite one, which doesn't give you a lot of information. But I would say that my overall initial feeling was the fact that you kind of look on the bar and there's probably 10, 12 bottles of different things, and you can go up and try all of it.
Bar.
It's like you can just go up and have a sample of every single one. You can work your way through the whole range, and I think that was nice, because it wasn't kind of like a set 3 glasses or something like that. I mean, they're definitely generous with the samples that they're giving you, and it wasn't excessively expensive tour, was it? It's an average kind of price tour. So, and the room that they've got it in is kind of set up like
it's like an old-fashioned pub with big armchairs,
like a cottage house kind of feel. But it's obviously a new building, but they've done it so that you feel like you're in an expensive building. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice building, but you're in armchairs and you're just chilling out, and it's just it's really nice, isn't it? They get everyone involved, and it's
cool. She gave you a very sort of simple, how to nose whiskey, how to taste it. She wasn't expecting you to already know what to do, but they didn't talk to you like you're in it either. Yeah.
I think I liked the thing with the gin when she gave you the gin as a base, and then they gave you tonic to try. Then they gave you like there's some ice that you could put in as well. Then they had the flavoured bitters, and okay, wasn't there for the gin, but I just think it kind of made gin almost seem a bit more. Just a bit more to it than just tonic and a flavoured gin. It was almost like you get the gin that's a basic gin, and then you kind of add your flavours to it. And it just, because I like making cocktails anyway, that kind of appealed to me. But like I say, the whiskies were nice.
I liked, so we have the single malt here, but I tried the Founder's Choice, which is a bit more expensive, and that was lovely. That was really nice. It was from red wine casks, and you could just tell it was just beautiful.
And we bought this bottle, and as you can see, we did go with friends, so it was kind of a heavy night, but you can see how well it went down. We enjoyed it greatly. So yeah, I mean, overall,
it's really nice. Really
thumbs
nice,
up tour, wasn't it? It was everything that I was hoping it was going to be.
Really friendly, and we met Dan at the end.
Yeah, which was nice. He, the main man came out, main man Dan. came out to have a chat to us. Very complimentary, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
really friendly.
And he knew that it was our anniversary as well, which is the whole reason we went there, kind of, as well as recording this for you guys. So yeah, just personable, really personable.
And he was very like forthcoming about things they've got in the future. So they've got a festival coming up in August. You know, there's lots of things you can see. He's really passionate. Which again we really liked that, didn't we?
Yeah, and it rubs off on you, doesn't it? Because
Yeah.
it makes you want to go, doesn't it? And just support them and help them. And I think I don't think they need our help, to be honest. I think they're doing great as it is. But yeah, I mean, from new Dram Drinker, I would definitely give it a thumbs up.
Definitely go. Really
we will
nice,
definitely go back to see what they do in the future. And I recommend you guys go as well. I think you'll have a great time. And like I say, if you can't get there because you're too far away, then watch this video and get an idea of what it looks like. So thank you for watching. This is New Dram Drinker, and pour it, drink it, enjoy it.